All right. Thank you very much for agreeing to speak with me today. I always like asking students who are on their way out the door what their experience has been like, what they didn't like about the New Directions program, and maybe a little bit about how it's potentially helped them. So, what would be helpful for folks who are considering having their young adult come to New Directions? What would be some helpful things for them to know?
I think just get to first know the area, and then once you're getting comfortable with that, go in school, do your best, make sure that you're either, like for me, it's always ahead in classes, but make sure that you're always up to it on your homework and on your in class work, and then get a job and make sure that you're doing well, and make sure that like everything you do is for a reason. Make sure that everything you do is for the future, of what you're looking for. And so New Directions helped me with that, and that's what I did here.
What like when you say that, what do you mean specifically? Are you talking about academics? Are you talking about job
Yeah,
or?
academics and jobs. I mean, so the first thing I did here was graduate high school in a month. So that was my, at Atlantic Tech. So I went in and I said, yeah, to my parents who were not very, I wouldn't say like concerned, but they would said to me, well, just take your time, don't be, don't rush. And I was like, well, I kind of just want to get into college and see if I can test myself as much as possible. So I went in with the views of I'm going to test myself as much as possible. And when I went in and did the GED testing and ended up getting, my highest score on math and passing the other three tests, science, social studies, and English, I was like ecstatic, and it was like on top of the world that I was going into Palm Beach State. And then once I went into Palm Beach State, I thought about, okay, well now I need to take a step forward and do as many classes as possible to show that like my independence with work. And I ended up doing that for my at least my independent work. And then for my for jobs, I went and I did a summer filled with baseball broadcasting, which
All right,
was
which is
nice
something you're interested in.
to get my foot in the door.
Was that
And
something? How did that process go, obtaining that internship, and has it been something that was good for you?
Yeah, the process was that I applied to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League, and I actually met up with somebody at Target who just happened to have South Florida Collegiate League T-shirt on, and I asked them if they worked for the league, and they said, "Yeah, I'm second in command." I go, like, I'm an aspiring broadcaster. Can I send him voice clips? And he was like, "Yeah, go ahead. And, I'll send it to the right people." And so I sent him voice clips, and within 24 hours, they got back to me and said, "Wow, you sound like you're 60 years old on radio, and you should come on down."
Right,
And
but you had some other internships as well,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I did. I had the Boys and Girls Club, and now I have. Um, I'm starting at Target on Wednesday.
Did you have another broadcasting internship as well with the Marlins?
Yeah, I had a thing where I wrote for a newspaper.
Okay.
That was from their minor league affiliates, but the players would get to read what I wrote, which was kind of cool. And it was just like it was unpaid, but it was a really cool internship to have.
Was it a good experience towards?
Yeah,
like,
it was a nice experience in journalism for me because
Journal.
that's something that I'm going to go into
Yeah.
as well as broadcasting. So
Right.
to have a major in communications and broadcasting and a minor in journalism is going to be something that would hopefully make me really successful in the
Yeah.
future.
And I know that sports, you're passionate about sports. Are there other students you found here with similar interests in sports?
Yeah, I mean a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't a lot, but there are a couple of them that are really into sports.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that's a Washington Nationals fan. There's one that his father works with the Nationals owners.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that is a Blue Jays fan. There's one that's a Red Sox fan. And then there's me, who I'm like all over the place because I've been to all these cities and places. So
Has it been good to like complement your passions regarding sports and broadcasting with going to college and doing classes and getting your high school diploma? That been like gratifying for you, do you think?
yeah, it's been extremely gratifying because I've been able to work and live in Florida, which is a place I've always wanted to be in, and
Right.
it really helps me out with sports because sports down here go all year long.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing that I'm gonna miss most is like that sports go all the way through the year, and going to Chicago. Well, there's a long winter, but it's a big sports city, and it's something that I'm really excited about. That there's a broadcasting college that's willing to talk to me, and not just willing to talk to me, but willing to hopefully accept me into their community, and it's something that I've been looking forward to for a long time, to go into a college like Columbia that will hopefully make me into not just an aspiring broadcaster, but a real life.
That's great.
Broadcaster.
I think it's a great next step for you, and that's really wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding new directions in the services here, what have you found was helpful for you? I know you mentioned some academics. Was academic tutoring helpful? What did you find helped you the most?
Yeah, I found that academic tutoring with Bobby, and with also with Tim, just as a therapist, and with Melanie as somebody that I can really talk to about anything, as well as like really anybody here, any staff member, where you can just talk to them about absolutely anything.
Do you find the staff are supportive, or like what's your experience been?
I find they're remarkably supportive. I mean,
Okay.
and it's not like the supportive that drove me nuts either. It was the supportive that was like, if you need us, come find us,
Mhm.
which is kind of what I wanted all of high
Right.
school. So I was glad that I could sort of take that step. It's like, it's a if you need us, come find us kind of place.
Right.
And that's something that worked for me, because I could do a lot of stuff on my own, but also when I needed help, I could just come find people, and they would always help me.
Does the structure of having a schedule, like a daily schedule, is that helpful for you, and like sort of helping you to get things done, so to speak? Or?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes a daily schedule is helpful. Sometimes it isn't, but sometimes like the daily schedule that's important for me is to like get up, get on the right side of the bed, proverbially speaking, and then make sure that I like eat a good breakfast, feel good for the day, go into it, do my work, do what I got to do in terms of academic work, and then whatever job that I'm holding down at that point, go to that job with a
Okay.
good attitude, and then at the end of the day, when work is over, then take an hour or so to relax and unwind, have some dinner, watch a game or whatever it is that I'm doing,
Okay.
and then relax from there on out. And I think that it's sort of big for me to learn to take a step back. I can relax during the evening and just sort of be like, okay, I'm good with this work, I'm ahead, I'm okay with this, I'm okay with that, and I just sort of go down my daily checklist of things I need to do. And when I get down to the bottom and it says, okay, time to take a breather, time to relax, then that's what I've followed,
Okay.
sort of in that kind of schedule.
Okay. What about the financial system and the financial plan and budgeting and things like that? Was that something that you utilized? Was that helpful, like the services that they have at New Directions, and helping you stay on budget, so to speak?
Yeah, the fact that they set a budget for me was very helpful, because I could always get by on whatever they gave me, which was normally like $130 a week, and I could get on, that for food and allowance was like $30.
Right.
So food was like $100, allowance was like 30, and when they gave me those, for me, I usually just spend it on food, or trips to the beach with my friends, so that we can have one nice meal a week together, or I can just buy whatever I need for the week
Right.
and keep going. And for me, it was very helpful to be set on a budget, because then I can realize, okay, this is how I can budget in the future,
Okay.
and this is how much I need per week, in terms of like food money. Also for buying things for like my apartment. So if I wanted like a chair, or if I wanted painting or something like that, then I could save up and be like, okay, this is exactly how much I need, and I could just put it to use, and that's what I did. So that's why it was very helpful for me.
Anything else that you think would be helpful for folks who are considering coming here to know?
It's sunny all the time.
You love the weather?
I love the weather.
Okay.
I'm miss it greatly when I go to Chicago. but
Okay.
I'll come back and visit. That'll be the deal.
Okay. Well, all right. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate all the info.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.